In a moment, I'm going to show you a figure, a US dollar figure. You might think that is not interesting because it's just a few $100s. But in fact, this small account is the right environment for you to multiply, to learn the skills, to multiply these few $100s into a return which can go up to 7x, 730% ROI, even higher in some cases. Now, this is how prop trading works. You learn the discipline, the skills, the consistency in small accounts where you can afford to lose. And if you lose, you don't lose big, which is very important at the beginning of your journey. If you lose too big, that could prevent you from continuing. While if you lose small, you can keep on going. So you start in a small account, you learn the skills, and then you apply these skills to bigger accounts where you can achieve bigger earnings. It's pretty much like a football player who learns how to play football, the skills, the crafts in the backyard of his house, in a small pitch with other friends. But then he will apply the same skills in a bigger stadium in front of many people when he will become a professional football player. Here is pretty much the same thing. You start in a small account with a few $100s, you learn the discipline, the skills that you can apply to bigger accounts. So let's have a look at the calculator. Here I am on VeloTrade website. This is the challenge ROI calculator. And here you can see the account size, 5K, 10K, 25K, and so on. I will choose the 10K challenge one step for the price of $132. I will stay with the default profit split of 80%, and I will choose a very conservative expected monthly profit of 3%. I will also allow myself to fail twice, which means that I will have 3 challenges, 3 attempts before I can access the funded account. So the total budget that I have for this is slightly below $400, $396, because if the price of a single challenge is $132 and I allow myself to have 3 attempts, the total price will obviously be $396 US dollars. With these data as inputs, let's have a look at the output. A 3% monthly profit on an 80% split on a 10K funded account will give me a monthly take-home of $240. Now, here's the point where many people would say, okay, prop trading firm is not interesting because if this is the monthly payout, that's not very much, so it's not worth my time. All right, but let's dig deeper into this analysis. First of all, you can see here that the break-even timeline shows that in the second month, you have already recovered the initial investment, because if your monthly take-home is $240 times 2, it makes $480, which already covers the money that you have invested. So you are already in profit after 60 days. Secondly, let's have a look at the 12 months net. You have taken home slightly under $2,500, $2,484 with an initial investment of slightly under $400, $396. That means that your 12 months ROI is 7.3x, 730%. You have invested this money, slightly under $400, and you have taken home $2,484. That's not bad at all as a 12 months ROI. Now let it sink in for a moment. I understand that we are not playing with big numbers here, but essentially I'll just show you an example where you can generate a 7x, slightly over actually, 7x return, 730% that you can apply to bigger account if you just learn how to manage the skills and the discipline and the consistency that you need in a prop trading firm environment. I'm going to put a link down in the description to the calculator page so you can access and play with the numbers according to your point of start, your skills, your budget, and so on. The point of this video is that I want to make you understand that eventually it's not about the US dollar figures. Forget the number and focus on the skills that you need to build in terms of discipline, consistency, and ability to trade in a specific rule framework. That will enable you to master small accounts and to apply the skills that you have learned into bigger accounts, generate more interesting profits. See you in the next video.